You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode number 225.3, the Major League Baseball Report with Uncle Paul, of course, that being Paul Tipton, the man who knows more about baseball than anybody else I know. This week, he talks the biggest surprises and disappointments of the season through the first week.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Uncle Paul, what have you been doing the last week?
I've been watching baseball.
I had no doubt. Not a surprise at all. That's what you've been doing. And it's been entertaining, probably isn't the right word, interesting first week for sure.
It has been. It's been incredibly interesting and sometimes just downright weird.
Yeah, things like torpedo bats and
Okay. Have you talked to somebody about torpedo bats already?
not at all. I don't even know
No.
what they're talking about, really. I know it's
Oh.
supposedly an unfair advantage, but give me the
No,
scoop.
not unfair at all. Just we move a little mass down from the end of the bat onto towards the trademark, and
Right.
there are a lot of people who are swearing by it, but they are not helping Francisco Lindor, Nico Horner, or Alec Baum at all.
At all.
And your favorite guy, Ellie De La Cruz, is using it, but he would probably be doing well with any bat.
I'm pretty sure his has a hole in it. At least the last 3 games it did.
He would be. He would be. Yes, congratulations to the Reds for catching up with the 1960 Phillies,
Yeah.
the only other team to lose 3 consecutive 1-0 games.
And the Reds are 2-5, and they've given up 18 earned runs in 7 games.
It's
Uh,
amazing. Your pitching could not be any better than
and
that.
they still have a +4 differential because of 1 game.
Yo, that's the 14-run game. Yes.
That's
Mhm.
right. The other interesting anomaly that I texted you yesterday is something I had never seen before in my life. The
Mhm.
Diamondbacks had 2 losses, and they were 3 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That is a very, very. It's going to be a very strange division this year. That's for sure. So
Very strong division. Poor
it
Rockies.
it looks like the Padres may be meeting their match today, though, even as we speak.
Oh, they're not going to go 162-0?
Apparently not. They're losing right now 3-1 and to Shota Imanaga, who's he's trying to do a Maddox here, I guess. So
And that is,
throw fewer than 100 pitches and shut out the other team. So
man, we've seen a couple of complete games already this season.
yeah, it's
Oh,
kind of amazing.
it is.
Although pitchers are completely unpredictable.
Yeah.
I have an example here if you need one.
Well, the Reds made an average pitcher look like a Cy Young Award winner yesterday,
Oh
if that's
my
who you're talking
goodness.
about.
Oh my goodness gracious! That's yeah, that was crazy. Also, Nestor Cortez, who couldn't get anybody out in New York.
That's right.
Yes, there he is throwing, giving up 1 hit in 6 innings. Crazy.
Yeah, and the AL Central is every bit as competitive as we thought it would be, if
Oh my
if that's what you
goodness!
call competitive.
Everybody until yesterday was in first place with a
Two
record
and
of 2-4.
That's
Yes.
right.
Hmm.
Some really strange anomalies to start the season. I think that means it's going to be a really great year, right?
It might be, although I'm seeing life from the Tigers, who almost beat the Dodgers a couple of games. We'll
Yeah, the
see.
Padres actually have the better run differential than the Dodgers in one fewer game. So, that's a stat I like to look at early in the season. I think it tells you more than record, typically,
Correct.
and that would be a good news for the New York Yankees, who are +21 so far.
There,
Scored
there's
53 runs.
it's quite amazing, and of course the torpedo bats are getting more than their share of credit for that. So
If everyone's allowed to use them, then everyone can use them, right?
yes, I think that's right. Yes, they might take some getting used to. Aaron Judge is not using the torpedo bat, and He's caught Eugenio Suarez as the MLB leader.
And the only team that has scored more runs than the Yankees so far this season is the Chicago Cubs.
Isn't that amazing?
And they are
Yeah,
only 5 and
thanks to their
4.
trip to Oakland.
Oh, that's good. That's going to help every single time.
Apparently it is. Yes. My favorite moment in the whole first 6-7 games has been a walk-off bunt, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you see that Bryce Terang bunt?
Yes, and small ball is what gives me passion for baseball.
Oh, this was so great. Tie game, runner on third, and the infield's playing in. In fact, the announcer said, "Watch for the bunt." And
Everybody sees it
everybody
coming.
moves in, and that bunt was so perfectly placed they couldn't even throw home.
All right, so the reason that we are here today, I want to know, so far, in your opinion, what's the most disappointing team, the most positively surprising team, the most disappointing player or two, and
Mm.
the most surprising player positively or two? And
Um, I have some candidates, although I don't think anybody would say that the Atlanta Braves would not be. I'm sorry, because my good friend Josh last week was he was very enthusiastic about the
well,
Braves. So that
he was pessimistic, and then by the end, he had talked
yes, and
himself
then he
into.
thought he could, and they could still turn it around, but they would be
Oh,
the
sure.
only team ever to make the playoffs with an 0-7 start. It's never happened.
I would I would guess that this year it's probably going to happen. Although sometimes we've seen this and teams just don't have it some years. So it'll be
It
interesting
is
to.
kind of amazing. They get shut out, and then they are up 5 runs against the Dodgers and can't hold it. So
And by the way,
quite,
playing the Dodgers will also hurt your record. So
apparently it will. Yes, exactly. So
they've been every bit as good as expected, but that doesn't mean they're going to be that good at the end of the year and in the playoffs. So don't lose interest. It's not going to be a Dodgers and a runaway. I don't think. I mean, in the
so you don't think they're going to set the record of 117 wins?
no, I do
Okay.
not.
All right. Well, that would give everybody some hope there. So
They have
yes,
to play a lot
The
of pod.
Padres are definitely unexpectedly doing well. So they would be the positive surprise team, I would think.
Yeah, the Dodgers. By the way, the Dodgers still have to play the Diamondbacks a lot, the Padres a lot, the Giants a lot. You know, it's this
And they
is,
play the Phillies this weekend,
and they
so
play the
we
Phillies
shall
this
see.
weekend. Yes,
Yes,
we shall.
we'll see if they can survive that test.
My
So
pick to win the World Series.
correct, I
So,
remember.
so you say that the Padres are the most positively. You think it's not really a surprise that they're good?
No, but
How good?
a lot of people were down on them. When you start comparing them to the Dodgers and even the Diamondbacks, I think. So
I think you're right. All right. Well, who's a player who stood out to you, or maybe the most, and then a couple others who you weren't know what to expect, but they've really pleasantly surprised you.
my leading candidate is Nolan Arenado.
Mm,
It seemed like nobody wanted. The Cardinals were trying to get rid of him, have
yes,
a
they
fire
were.
sale. It seemed like nobody was interested. There were rumors flying around, and there are only 10 players in Major League Baseball who have a higher batting average after 7 games than Nolan Arenado, with hitting 391.
It's a good start for him, and
It's unbelievable. Yes.
it's a nice story. It seemed like to me he was about done.
Yes. Isn't it amazing?
It is disappointing players. Anybody?
I have a leading candidate in Rafael Devers, who has
Wow.
raised his average to 100
Yes, he
now
has.
with a couple of days, but 0 for 21 to start with 15 or 16 strikeouts. That's quite a cold start.
Yeah, but imagine how much his batting average is going to go up every time he gets a hit.
That's true. Indeed. Well, he has a lot of chance to practice because they moved him out of the field to the designated hitter slot. So I'm sure there were a few people wondering, this is the designated hitter, you know?
maybe your designated hitter should be able to hit.
That's to me that was very shocking. So
Yeah, I think also I wouldn't say shocking, but surprising. The Blue Jays are on top of the um, East. That's a bit surprising.
yes, I don't think they're bound to stay there for
Oh,
very long.
well, they've won four in a row, of course. Again, they are playing teams that are not very good. So,
Yeah, that is correct. Yes, exactly.
well, right
So
now they're playing the Mets.
we'll see how they are behind after 5 innings in New York.
All right. So, how you feeling about your predictions, your playoff predictions from last week?
Yes, as I was thinking, it was hard to talk about American League teams that are excelling. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to see somebody getting really hot. Although the Red Sox seems to be turning things around. So we'll see. Dodgers, Padres,
Yep.
exceedingly well. Phillies doing very well. So
Brewers are mid. Or did you pick the Cubs?
I did pick the
You
Cubs,
did pick
and
the Cubs, and they were
yeah,
right there.
yeah. If Imanaga could pitch every day, that would be something else. So
I think all your picks are on the top of the heap, except for the Red Sox.
hmm
And you did pick the Red Sox, right?
I did. My head tells me the Red Sox could do it.
Right, right. Well, I picked the Phillies and Yankees, and I like that so far. So, especially if the Yankees can continue getting at least average pitching,
Correct. Yes.
it has to be somewhere near there. And
Yeah,
then,
they don't have the pressure on them that the Reds pitchers apparently have so far.
man, I'm really hoping we look back on this and laugh. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. They have too many guys who have potential to be great hitters in that lineup. Of course, they have a couple of guys out too.
hmm
But how about that pitching staff?
It's amazing, isn't it?
And even the bullpen that we talked about the first day, I don't think they've
hmm
given up a run in a week. Or that's an exaggeration, but
No, but not much to lose to give up 1 run 3 games in a row, and
and
phew,
the starter gave up the run all three
yeah,
games.
exactly.
So yeah, it's been. I would say, as a Reds fan, I'm frustrated, but I am definitely not down about what's going to happen this season. With that pitching, the hitting, they're not going to hit like this all season. I promise.
It would be hard to keep a team down that much. So yes, yeah.
And the guy who maybe have the best stuff on the entire staff, Andrew Abbott, has not pitched yet.
hmm
Um, and so that means the bullpen will get even stronger when that happens. And so it's a lot of good news in a very frustrating stretch here. Uncle Paul, or as Josh called you last week, Uncle Paulie. Um, Thank you so much again for your time. I look forward to talking with baseball with you, whether it's on the podcast or off, all the time.
Thanks so much, and yes, don't forget about baseball when you got all these other sports to report there, Greg.
And of course, we will not forget about baseball. It may be a little on the back burner for now, at least through the NBA playoffs. But it is definitely, despite not really being a Central Indiana sport, we know, of course, that Central Indiana has a lot of baseball fans. So we want to talk about the Major League Baseball season throughout the year with Uncle Paul and sometimes with other guests as well. We'll get it all figured out. But every chance I get to talk to my Uncle Paul, I'm going to take it. Thank you so much to him for joining me again. And thank you for listening. If you enjoy these segments and want to see the Central Indiana Sports Report continue to grow and thrive, please share these segments with your friends and family. We humbly thank you in advance. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.